let's talk about Floating Ghost and Cherry Blossom. Yes, so for those of you who don't know what this card does, it's a zombie type tuner monster with 0 attack and 1800 defense. It's level 3. During either player's turn, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can discard this card, reveal one card from your extra deck, and then look at it. Then look at your opponent's extra deck, and if they have a card or cards with the same name as the one that you revealed, banish all cards with that name from their extra deck. You only use the effect of this card once per turn. So let's talk about the implications of this card and the possible reasons why this card is probably really unfair for the game for anyone who wants to play like Formation Pals and Mermails and any other deck in general. So let's take a deck like Kozmos. Kozmos is pretty easy at utilizing this card, mostly because their extra deck is relatively free. They only need like maybe a few other cards, like they need like Infinity and Cyber Tech or Chimera Tech, and they're good to go. So they don't even have to side deck. They don't even have to side deck Ignisters, Abyssal or Breaksword or Dante or Beatrice just to get this card's effect off. They could just main deck this card and just roll with it. So what this card does is it essentially says that, well, if you're playing Dracopals, I'm going to reveal Ignister before you attempt to Synchro Summon, and you can't play this card anymore. You can't cheat those back in your graveyard. You can't cheat those back in your deck now because I banished them. Same thing goes for any of these other examples. So this card is going to be very insane in Kozmos. There are other implications, like it could be played in the Senju and Psy-Frames to be more to get them a little bit more edge. You can main deck other cards like Ignister, Vexor, and Dante in your Psy-Frames or your Senju deck, just to make sure that your plays go off effectively and you don't lose to those decks. But those aren't really those two examples aren't particularly relevant as Kozmos are. Not to mention that this card is also a zombie tuner monster. So zombie tuner monsters are generally very good. The worst zombie tuner that we have currently in the game is Pain Painter, and even then it's not terrible because it considers itself a plague spirit zombie. So this card is particularly threatening in Kozmos because they can make cards like Scarwright and Omega. So not only are you unable to make your Ignisters, your Dantes, your Breakswords, your Beatrices, your Abyss Dwellers, but you're not allowed. But the moment that you try to attempt to specials to Pendulum Summon again, I can just blow your board on next turn. Seems pretty fair, and also I can burn you for those cards as well. And I can also still attack with my 3k Beatstick and possibly game you through that. Additionally, Psy-Frame Lord Omega, I can now start chunking cards out of your hand, and then during your standby phase, getting Cosmo cards that I originally banished for back into my graveyard, so I can banish again to get more utility out of them. So this card is obviously pretty impressive. Not to mention that this card is also useful in probably in a lot of other decks. You could probably side this card in Mermails and still make it work. You could probably side this card in against frickin' PK Fire, Phantom Knights, Burning Abyss. This card is actually easily sideable in Monarchs. What you do is you don't even worry about your other matchups. You just side this card in at 3, and then you side in an extra deck. And then you reveal those cards. You side out your domains for the Floating Ghost and Cherry Blossom. You side in an extra deck that you could possibly make, and then you just continuously reveal those cards, and your opponent can't play because you're also attributing their monsters, and you're summoning Aethers and Erebusses and Karazes from your extra deck Majesty's Fiends. So it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to play the game. It's kind of also very good in the mirror match if you're playing a Dracopals, because you could just be like, oh, I'm going to reveal my Lesser Pendulum. Oh, you have a Lesser Pendulum in your extra deck too. Banish it. Oh, you have Vector Pendulums in your deck or in your extra deck. Banish those too. Oh, that's a monkey board. Banish it. Anything that could be useful in Pendulums in that deck is probably a target. So, anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think about this card, and I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Just Allowance, and I'm signing out.